With that, I will hand it over to you, Heather.
What is Global Women's Day? Over the last few years, we've seen International Women's Day be taken over by men, as well as swimming costumes more recently. So we thought we should try and reclaim the idea of celebrating women, but at the same time highlight that the attack on our sex-based rights is global. And we cannot eradicate what's happening until every single country we've weeded it out of every single country. So it's a global fight, although we're all doing it in our little bits in our locations. But also to raise the awareness of this topic more generally. I think in a lot of places awareness is increasing, and if we were able to do something international, you might be able to get some local press or your regional press to pick up the stories, and also to grow grassroots movements in every country that are fighting this. Now, also, there's another thing that troubles me personally, and that is that every other day seems to be some sort of awareness raising day or Memorial Day or celebration day for the LGBTQ alphabet. And we have Mother's Day and we have International Women's Day, and neither of them we can say are entirely for us. So, we're starting out, it might be small, but a number of women were brought together on Twitter. So that's with a lot of international tweeters. And out of those discussions, this was some months ago, out of those discussions came a desire to make a united impact, and maybe a protest or something, a day of protest. And however, then they came to us saying, could we help organize something across the globe? So we took it on, but did say we'd rather not do a protest, but we'd rather make statements to clarify that we're here and that we're not going away and we're united. I mean, we're holding hands across the globe. So we thought the idea would be for the weekend of the 8th or 9th of July, to host, have events, or take a group of people. Ideally, this is an ideal situation, would be a group of people in front of some iconic location. It would be recognizable with a sign, or even just when you tweet it, do a hashtag or message it. And we've got a series of hashtags that we'll all be using over that weekend that would tie this in together. We'll bring all the pictures together and be able to do some sort of press release after the event. So if you were able to show us some iconic location, that's great. But if not, I'm sure you'll be creative and come up with, whatever ideas you might like. Now, in the UK, we'll be distributing the information, pushing this information out through the Women's Rights Network. So we will be having at least one large gathering. It will be in London. The detail of that will only be available through the network, and the network will be signing up to the event via Eventbrite. And I would suggest, if anybody is going to do some sort of event like this, that they also use Eventbrite and review locations at the last moment to avoid potential conflict arising. So on the 8th, we will be hosting in London a large event. We'll have some very recognizable London landmarks in the photographs that we'll be taking. And we're combining it with our second birthday celebrations for the Women's Rights Network, which is our birthdays at the end of July. So we're bringing our celebrations forward a little bit. So I would urge everybody to think about what you might like to do, or what you could do, or what you could generate locally to engage in something. The beauty is it could be one woman, it could be 100. So it doesn't necessarily need to, I'm not suggesting everybody has to go and organize a party. It can be as small as it needs to be, or as large as you wish and feel able to carry out. So we'll be sharing the photographs after the event with hashtag #RespectOurSex. hashtag the country you're in, tagging Women's Rights Network so we can pull all the photographs together. And you might like to also put hashtags in for something that's particular to the country that you're in. For instance, note to self-ID, if that's, you know, on the case, you work up some a particular hashtag if that's relevant to your country. So if you're in the UK, contact us through Women's Rights Network to find out about the larger arrangements that we'll be making. If you are not in the UK, go on to Twitter and you can contact, and we'll be sending the information out. Nino on Twitter will be able to help you with that. But also, if you can email us at contact@womensrights.network. We have a group already of individuals from across the globe that are working together on this, and you can be added to that group if that's your wish. And that's all I have to say.